Hello, my name is Melvis Ugo. I am actually a spoken word poet and I am a storyteller. Yes, it's safe to say I'm a storyteller. So tonight I will tell you a story. So you consider this story a little fire to your cold feet. So allow me tell you a story about a girl branded unholy, whom to different people she answers different names. Please blame them not. She gave herself those names. On FB and Snapchat, she answers Pretty Etta. And on Instagram and Twitter, she bears Lil Jones. Always telling people her name is Etta Jones, with Jones being the surname. While I know very well that her father's name is Mr. Echijile Okoronkwe Uweme. The Etta Jones you know is the slave version of Chetati Christiana Uweme that was being impeded by a deacon and deaconess. Oh, what a shame. Please don't get me wrong. The shame is not in the name changing. The shame is in the aim and purpose of the personality changing. Just like you and I, Cheta lived in a world that doesn't acknowledge the chastity, sanity, and limpness of his teenager. A world that sauciness is the new courage, stubbornness the new boldness, and evil the accepted good. Cheta lived in those worlds. And just like many, she wanted to belong, blend, and be part of the trend. So she changed her name, she changed her mind, her spirit, her soul, her body, she changed. And worst of all, she left her calling. Like a 3-year-old who thought she knew where she was going, but ended up in ABS TV news with the inscription, missing child. Cheta left the path laid for her and went for a wild goose chase, a wordless adventure that no writer could pen down, not even James Hadley Chase. Cheta never forgets to upload pictures, so that via the likes, comments, and reactions, she can get to rate her looks and beauty. But believe you me, if this was the yardstick for measuring beauty, then the word beauty won't be beautiful enough to describe Cheta's beauty. For she gets these likes and comments in thousands. Oh, what a beauty. But this beauty ends on the streets and on social media. At home, Cheta is extraordinarily ugly. Not in looks, but in character and discipline. Dad has decided to ignore her so as to keep his BP in check and add some more days to his early days. Mom always yells out her lungs, but Cheta doesn't blink nor care. Why should she care? Mom is not a verb. She can only shout and talk, but can't do anything to her. So to her family, Cheta is a lost case. Down Cheta Street lives a male version of her, whom people run from when they sight from afar. No, on his face he wears no Halloween marks, but over his heart, mind, and conscience, the devil has placed a marks. The fear of Nana, a young boy once said, is the beginning of safety for you and your phones. Years ago, a KJ version of the Bible was placed on Nana's tender hands. 18 years later, it has been replaced with a cylindrical white paper, a wrap of waywardness and meaty smokes of indecency. Around Nana, there is always a gaseous liquid of biology and chemistry, one that sends echoes of morale high to his neurons. Nana was on top of his game. He was the crown of the island, the captain of his ship, the leader of the pack. To Nana, he was all he could ever be, a young, vicious monster. So this is where my story ends, but this is the beginning of my message. Come to think of it, Nana and Cheta do have neighbors. They meet people every day of their life. People who choose to look at their ills only, advertising their evil, branding them candidates of doom, people with no future. And in these people lies you and I. The you and I that are called Christians. You and I that have had the taste of Christ. That have their mess turned into message, their sins forgiven, and their life given a new meaning. Yet we join the rest to judge. Even though we are once sinful and saved by grace, we pronounce the law of Mary Magdalene and struck the gravel against the old Paul, Saul. Is that all we can ever do? No. That time is gone. The time is gone when all we do is accuse, judge, and condemn. When we wear Christians and play Pharisees, that time is gone. So what time is it? It's time for love. It's time we look Mr. Devil in the eye and tell him no. No, you ain't taking over this Nana or that Cheta. No. You ain't going to ruin this work of God. No. It's time we read the streets of all the Nana and Cheta. Tell them there is only one life worth living. God's life. Show them the only path forward treading, God's way. Tell them there is only one Savior, Christ the Lord. So get up, get on, go out there and say it loud. Scream on till all ear hears it, till all hearts accepts it, and all mouths confesses that Jesus Christ is Lord. Thank you.